What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the 4 for 4 Philly Fan Podcast. This is your host, and sorry for the couple days off. Just needed a little break, just needed to do some stuff for school and everything like that. But we are back now, and the Sixers did get the W tonight, beating the Kyle Lowry-less Raptors for the first time that's happened all season long for the Toronto Raptors. We win this one 109-102. And Ben Simmons made the All-Star team, as well as Joel Embiid. And Tobias Harris didn't, which really does suck because I really do think he deserves it over some other guys that made the team. But I am glad that we did get our 2 stars into the All-Star game. But it would have been nice to have 3, just like the Brooklyn Nets. But, you know, some things just don't happen like that. The Sixers played an okay game. It got a little sloppy. Obviously, you know, you have your turnover issues that you have had pretty much all season long. It was okay. The three ball, though, was there. It was 100% there tonight. 17 of 38 for 44% from the 3-point line. Much better than what we have been in past games, especially just the last game when we played the Raptors. We didn't shoot as well, and the Raptors came down. Chris Boucher, you know, he was our kryptonite that night, and, you know, he turned it up. We lose the game, and our threes don't fall. First quarter basketball. It was just like how the other game went, except this time we made our threes, but we were still up big. Furkan Korkmaz got the start tonight for an injured Seth Curry with a right ankle sprain or right ankle soreness, something like that. Furkan played 28 minutes in this one, 5 of 11 from the field and from 3, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and, you know, 19 points for Furkan. Now, is he going to do that every game? No, of course he's not. It's Furkan. But, you know, it is nice to definitely see him in the starting lineup scoring the basketball. Now, he scored early and often early. He was just knocking down Furkan Korkmaz shots that Furkan should make on a daily basis. You know, he's on the team to make threes, and we know that as Sixers fans, and even as NBA fans. If you like to watch the other teams, if you have watched the Sixers games, you know that Furkan Korkmaz does struggle from 3 sometimes, and that is his main job, his main objective, is to get open and make the 3. And he does struggle to do that a ton. But I wouldn't say I'm a Furkan Korkmaz hater, but he definitely makes me more mad than happy at times. When he's hitting, he's hitting. But when he is cold, he is as cold as ice. And this man just can't buy a bucket to save his life when he is cold. But you know, he was a big difference maker in tonight's basketball game. He was also plus 12 from the field. And, you know, when he's making threes, he's very useful out there. He's very good. And it's nice to see him actually make some shots for once. You know, he was really struggling there. He was a 1 of 16 in his last 16 attempts. And in this game, he kind of broke that. 5 of 11. I'll take that all day, every day from a guy like Furkan Korkmaz. We know he's not going to get the 28 minutes a game that he got tonight. But if he can come in off the bench and just make a 3 here and there, maybe 2-3 threes a game, I'll take that. I'm not going to be mad at that. I can live with his defensive struggles if he can at least knock down some shots. Because I'm telling you, when he can make shots, he is useful. He is valuable out there, I guess you could say. But when he's not making shots, he is unplayable. And that's why it's very hard to get him in during games in the playoffs. That's a big reason why. His defense it's gotten better over the years, but it's still not great. And we know that as fans. I mean, we know what Furkan Korkmaz is. But I'm glad to see him have a good game, break that little struggle that he was going through, and really help the Sixers get the W tonight. Because Joel Embiid did not have a good game at all. 3 of 13 from the field. He didn't have a great game offensively. Defensively, I guess you could say, meh. But, you know, this was one of his worst games of the season. if not the worst. Again, 18 points, 12 rebounds. Now, you might say that's not too bad, but for an MVP candidate, that's not the greatest. And again, 3 of 13. He got a lot of his points from the free throw line, 11 of 12 from the line. The rebounds helped, but 6 turnovers. I mean, that can't happen. I understand that the Toronto Raptors really, really stressed the double team or triple team or quadruple team on Joel Embiid, because that is all they did tonight. That is all they have done for the last 2 games is double and triple team Joel Embiid. And it's smart, but as a Sixers fan, man, is it annoying. Man, I hate the Raptors. Let's be honest here. They were the cause of my most despised moment in Philly sports, my most emotional moment in Philly sports. Not Kawhi's not there. I like Kawhi, but the Raptors, they're just an annoying, pesty team. And they know how to take it to Joel Embiid. I mean, maybe it wasn't just Marc Gasol. Maybe it is Nick Nurse that can really strap up and lock down Joel Embiid, the MVP candidate. Because we saw that last year when he had 0 points against the Raptors. And in these last 2 games, Embiid has not scored the basketball as we have seen him score every single game this season. They are bringing the double teams. They are bringing the triple teams. They do it every single night. They've done it both games now that we played them back to back. Now we're 2-1 against them this season, and that's pretty good. But we are also the number 1 seed in the East. That's what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to beat the teams like this. So I'll definitely take a 1-1 road trip to Tampa Bay, but I'm glad we did get the win tonight. Now the All-Star snub, 8 of 12, 3 of 4 from 3, 4 of 5 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks for a total of 23 points, plus 6 on the night in 35 minutes of play. This guy did get snubbed, but there is also a lot of players that did get snubbed that I think could have also made it. Trae Young being one of them in the East, Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, all guys in the Eastern Conference that could have easily made a spot that did not. And Tobias Harris is up there with them for sure. He's played every game. He is consistent. He is averaging over 20 points. He's having the best season of his career. We're the number 1 seed in the East. That all means something. And I'm usually a guy that doesn't mind the disrespect, the underdog sort of say kind of guys that really do get disrespected by the media. And Tobias Harris is 100% one of those guys. Not that they talk bad about him, but they don't talk about him, which doesn't put his name out there, which doesn't bring in votes, which doesn't do a lot of things for a game in the All-Star, or for a spot in the All-Star game. Tobias Harris is a great player. We know what he brings to the table. I love watching Tobias play. I think he is really taken that leap from last season when a lot of Sixers fans wanted him gone. They thought it was a terrible contract. And he is a third star. He can be a third star on a championship roster. He can be. But he's great. He's a great player. He's not going to give you LeBron James numbers, Kevin Durant numbers, but he's a very good role player. He's better than a role player. He is a very good, almost all-star, I guess you could say. I would put him in, but I'm also very biased. But it does suck that he didn't get the recognition that he does deserve, because this guy is really good. He's very, mature. He takes everything really well, and it does suck that he couldn't get the credit that he deserves for helping this Sixers team to the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference thus far this season. Now the other All-Star that got announced today, Ben Simmons. 5 of 11 from the field. It was late when he started missing. 5 of 6 from the free throw line. His free throws have been so much better, and that is great because he's playing a lot more aggressive. 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, 1 block, 1 chase down block that was actually really nice on Norman Powell, and 15 points he finished with 3 turnovers. Ben Simmons caught a lot of hate early on in this season, and we all know that. I made videos here and there talking about Ben Simmons, why I wouldn't trade Ben for Harden, why I wouldn't do this, why I would do this, why I love Ben Simmons. I just made a lot of videos about it. And, there's nothing wrong with that. I love Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is probably my third favorite athlete in this city, behind Embiid and Harper. And I think that's very good. I mean, that Philadelphia does have some really good athletes. And, Ben Simmons is one of them. And I'm glad he did get the recognition he deserves. And it is very deserved that he's an all-star. Because without Ben Simmons, this team does not come close to being a championship contender. They do not come close to even fighting for a top 3 seed in the Eastern Conference. Ben Simmons does so much more than just not shoot the basketball. He rebounds excellently. He assists better than most. And, his game around the rim could have used some work, could have used a little finesse and some touch. I guess it could. But when you're getting to the line now and when you're starting to make your free throws, what more can I ask? He's had a very good month of February. I think he should be up for Player of the Month, but we all know that probably won't happen. It will probably go to James Harden or Kyrie Irving. They are on a streak right now, 7 wins in a row for the Brooklyn Nets, half game back from the Sixers in first place. But Ben has played very well this month. 42 points, 28 points. He's just been playing a lot better, more aggressive, more things that we asked him to do. He was in a big trade rumor to almost kick him out of Philadelphia. Fans were turning their backs on him. He was just being disrespected, and I'm sure he heard the noise, and I'm sure that did bother him a little bit. And then when you're coming back from an injury, I'm sure that doesn't help either. But I'm glad to see that Ben Simmons is starting to play a lot better. And, I think all of us Sixers fans are happy to see that. Definitely. Would I like him to get a jump shot eventually? Of course I would. But he is a good enough player all around to be an all-star every single year of his NBA career and help you win a championship. That's the type of player Ben Simmons is. He can lock you up 1 through 5. Best player, LeBron to Durant, LeBron to whoever, Curry, it doesn't matter. He can play some very, very good defense on you. And that's what he has done all season long against every single player that he has gone up against. Are people going to score on him? Of course they are. There's never been a player that locked down before. But he's playing a lot better. A lot better. Danny Green had a solid night, 3 of 9 from the 3-point line, 2 of 3 from free throws, finished with 11 points in this one. I would like for him to get a lot more consistent, but we know what Danny Green is. You don't win 3 championships and be a major role in those 3 championships without doing something right. So we know what Danny Green is. Shake Milton. It's nice to see him back in the lineup. I didn't make a video about the last game, so this is my first game covering Shake Milton being back. 3 of 6 from 3 is actually, I would love him to do that every game. 11 points. He was the 6th Sixers player to finish in double figures tonight, with Matisse Thybulle actually having a very good offensive game for him. 7 points to go along with 3 blocks. 3 rebounds and 1 assist. Again, I say it every video. You know what Matisse Thybulle is. He is a lockdown defender. He's a top 10 defender in the NBA. I would think so. Now, Matisse, if he could add that 3 ball, that would be huge. That would be huge. That would be insane if he added a 3 ball to his game. A 3-and-D lockdown defender. That's all I could ask for. I mean, I would love him. I already do love Matisse. 15 minutes, 7 points with 3 blocks. I mean, he has the most tip balls in the NBA. The most deflections all season. Him and Ben Simmons, 1 and 2. But we do know what we get from Matisse. And he doesn't bring it offensively every night off the bench, but defensively he is arguably the best player on defense on this team. I don't think so, but it is close. I mean, it's him or Ben Simmons, 100%. And, the bench, speaking of the bench, they didn't play awful. Mike Scott, 1 of 2 from 3. 1 of 2, made 3, made a 3. Dwight Howard, 2 points. Didn't really play a lot tonight, only 12 minutes. Embiid played the entire third quarter pretty much. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was a good game. It was a little sloppy here and there. You had your turnovers that you have had. We finished with what, 18 turnovers. So you got to clean that up a little bit, especially come playoff time. But we are still first place in the Eastern Conference. I'm not going to complain about that. Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid have been named to the NBA All-Star team. Congrats to them. Doc Rivers is the head coach of the All-Star team. And the Sixers play the Dallas Mavericks on Thursday. I think in Dallas. I'm not too sure, though. It's either in Dallas or in Philly, obviously. But the Sixers win this one. We are 21-11 on the season, beating the Toronto Raptors 109-102. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the 4for4 Philly Fan Podcast. This is your host. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you are new and love Philadelphia sports like I do, and especially these 5 teams behind me. But with that being said, again, thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you are new, and I am out. Peace. Go Sixers, baby.